Have you ever stopped to think that we have this innate desire to fall in love profoundly, to experience love in its raw form? We have this gigantic fountain of love inside of us, ready to offer someone else. But when it comes to actually using all this love we have stored in our favor, it is difficult. Why are we so prone to love someone else before ourselves? Why is self-love so hard? Why are we constantly treating ourselves so poorly compared to how we treat others? Self-love is one of the most important aspects of a healthy and peaceful life. In this video, we are going to talk about how you can start loving yourself the way you so kindly love others. Let's go! I believe one of the most essential things we get wrong about love is imagining that it is perfect, that it is the act of only seeing the good things and only looking at the bright side of something. But love, true love, is more flexible. Love is seeing the dark and bright side of something and still choosing to nourish and cultivate it. The healthiest relationships aren't the ones where the individuals are entirely flawless, but the ones with imperfect individuals willing to perceive their flaws, understand them, and work towards a beneficial bonding for both sides. Love is fighting for something you believe in, but when it comes to ourselves, we often give up that fight. While reading to make this video, I came across a Medium publication by Desiree Peralta, and I found it very interesting. Desiree wrote, "It is easier to love others than ourselves because only we know who we really are, and having to accept everything we have in our minds is difficult, especially because we believe that everyone else is perfect, when the reality is that everyone has their own insecurities and problems." That's so true. Of course we are able to see others' imperfections, but we never fully know someone else. We can never know what is really going through their minds, how they perceive themselves and the world around them. But we definitely know what's going through our minds. We completely know how we feel. That makes it harder for us to love ourselves the same way we love others. And there are numerous variables in this equation of self-love. We need to comprehend that some circumstances can make it harder for someone to accept themselves. We are not the same, the environment in which we grew up is not the same, and our life experiences are not the same too. Everyone goes through different situations in life that can make it easier or more challenging for them to accept and love themselves. We also need to take in consideration that some mental health issues can confuse your self-perception, making it tougher for you to understand and see your worthiness. I also found this insightful publication in the Self website by Amanda McCracken, named How to Love Yourself for Real According to Therapists. One of the first things that is said is that we need to see self-love as a practice, not as a final destination. Amanda says that loving yourself is not something constant and permanent. Amanda also states that if the word love doesn't feel like the right choice, you can use something like neutrality or acceptance. When we talk about self-love, it is crucial to understand that it involves accepting yourself the way you are. It's not repressing negative feelings and searching for this perfect version of yourself. As I've said before, love is being able to see the full picture with its shadows and lights and appreciating the view. It is also something that fluctuates through time. Some days it will be easier for you to love yourself, and some days it will be more difficult. But the thing is always to commit to deep self-reflection. Understand what you are feeling, understand where those feelings come from, comprehend your weaknesses and strengths, and always take care of yourself both mentally and physically. Self-love is a constant journey with bumpy roads, but with green and floral fields too. I always say in my videos that there is no single answer to improve ourselves and our lives. Everyone experiences a different life. Therefore, finding this miraculous solution that would help everyone simultaneously is nearly impossible. But there is definitely good advice floating around that can help us perceive things differently, that can inspire us, and that can help us take steps in the right direction. Here are some tips for you to build self-love. One of the things that can most impact someone's vision of themselves is always sticking to what they should be and what they should have done. Most people constantly experience this loop of beating themselves down for their appearance, actions, emotions, or many other reasons. That makes it harder for them to understand who they are and to get in touch with their feelings. In an article in Harvard Business Review written by Tarcherperigee, it is said that many people always perform introspection incorrectly. Introspection is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional process. After behaving in some way or reflecting about themselves, most individuals would keep asking themselves why they are a certain way, or why they behaved in a specific manner. And the word why always leads to negative thinking. Quoting Tasha, "In our research, we found that people who are very introspective are also more likely to get caught in ruminative patterns. For example, if an employee who receives a bad performance review asks, 'Why did I get such a bad rating?' they are likely to land on an explanation focused on their fears, shortcomings, or insecurities, rather than a rational assessment of their strengths and weaknesses." Tasha suggests that instead of using the word why, we can use the word what. This enables us to be more active and think about our desires and goals. Tasha showed an example of someone who hated their job. And instead of asking themselves why they felt so terrible, they decided to ask what was making them feel awful. As a consequence, they understood that the problem was the career they were pursuing. It wasn't the right choice for them, so they started pursuing another career. To practice self-love, you need to comprehend your attitudes and your reality. We will never be perfect, and our reality can sometimes be disappointing. As said in the self-publication, you don't need to love your reality in order to love and accept yourself. It is okay to feel down, but you shouldn't keep blaming yourself and getting stuck in the why loop. Instead, you should understand what you are feeling, what made you feel this way, and what can you do to feel better. Various individuals get caught up in this wrong perception of themselves. For you to practice self-love, you need to connect with your true self. Take time to perform deep reflections and understand your beliefs, values, flaws, and powers. Everyone has something to offer the world, and everyone has their value. Just by being this complex and beautiful organism that is living and interacting with the world around you already gives you value. When you fall in love with someone else, it is because you can see parts of their soul that you admire, but also parts that you are willing to support and help develop. Why couldn't you think the same way about yourself? For you to fall in love with yourself, you need to start getting to know who you truly are. You can get creative and experiment with artistic activities. Try drawing something, writing down your feelings, and immersing yourself in an activity that connects you with your essence. Try reflecting on your past and seeing all the good things that you did and all the good things you could do better in the future. Remember that when we talk about reflecting about your accomplishments, don't ever think they need to be huge. You should be happy because yesterday you made someone laugh, read some pages of a book you like, or took a relaxing shower. Self-love is about valuing the tiny little things and the big things too. It is about understanding who you are and understanding that you are a human being, prone to make mistakes, but also prone to make beautiful things. You can also try journaling to get to know yourself. I suggest that you search for writing prompts on Pinterest. There are a variety of them, and they can make writing about yourself and your thoughts way more fun and creative. In summary, I encourage you to participate in activities that can help you express yourself, so that you can get to know your essence and your inspirations. These activities can be as simple as grabbing a piece of paper and a pen and writing down your thoughts. Self-love is substantially a simple activity that happens inside of you. There is no need to feel like you should perform these vast and expensive activities to take care of yourself. But if you can access them, they can be fun too. I don't want you to think that self-love and improving yourself is something that requires drastic changes and costs. Sometimes it all comes down to a shift in your mindset. Self-love is about taking action. Have you ever heard the phrase, love is an action word? That's basically it. Practicing loving yourself daily implies that you choose to do things that support the belief. In the book Toxic Positivity, the author Whitney Goodman says, let's say your goal is to love yourself. If you are in a place where you really don't like or respect yourself, loving yourself might seem impossible. If you hate yourself and start repeating I love myself over and over again, it might feel good for a moment, but pretty soon it will be just noise. Loving yourself is not just repeating that you love yourself every time you feel down. It is about having attitudes that back up that affirmation. If you say that you love yourself but is always acting in a contradictory way, it will be hard for you to believe in that. Whitney says, we have to look at both our thoughts and our behaviors. It is great practice to ask yourself, how can I act out this affirmation? How can I show myself what I want to believe? Whitney continues saying that you should ask yourself questions like, what does loving yourself look like? How will I show myself love even when it's hard? Try picking up attitudes that align with your desire to be self-loving. If it is hard for you at the beginning, you can start taking baby steps. Take a relaxing shower, feel the water, and spray some fragrance. Wear a shirt you like, listen to your favorite song, watch your favorite movie again, talk to someone you love, read a book, go for a walk, draw, write, eat something you like, give yourself a little gift, and so on. You can do infinite things to express your love and care for yourself, both mentally and physically. The important thing is to prioritize what feels good and healthy for you. Self-love is a process. There are going to be times when it will be really hard, and there are going to be moments in which we're going to do it naturally. Loving yourself is also something that comes down to being able to forgive yourself for your imperfections, and being able to be more self-compassionate. Treat yourself the same way you would treat someone you love. The next time you feel that you are being extremely hard on yourself and seeing negative things about yourself, try imagining doing that to someone you love. You probably wouldn't respond to the situation the same way. So if you wouldn't say something so negative to someone else, why are you doing it to yourself? You are a human just as they are. You are going to make mistakes and you are going to do great things just as they will too. If you haven't heard this in a long time, you have value. You are worth it and you are capable. Believe in me. I hope this video inspired you to pursue the journey of self-love. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to comment down below what do you do to express your self-love. I will link the sources I mentioned in the description so you can have a look at them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a lovely day or night. Bye!